1.1 inches. That's a big chunk of plywood. Boy, I'm glad that fit the first time. I wasn't going to trim it to the door. I'm just going to rip a strip, drop it in there, because the threshold covers that anyway, so it's not really a stepping point. But this is 1.1 inches, and I think I grossly underestimated the weight. I gotta say, it's 90 or 100 pounds. It's way more than a sack of concrete, and an 80-pound sack, and that's usually how I gauge things. This is probably 90 to 100 pounds, even with this little chingadera here cut off. But one piece, right? You want a continuous floor, and I'm going to put tile board on top of this, but it's just heavy. And I'm going to test my ability to measure stuff and see if I can do this in one sheet, which would be really cool, because this is tongue and groove. And I'll be able to slip the groove in over that tongue and drop it in. And really, all I have to account for is I have to verify that these corners are square, which they're probably not, which is why I don't cut these tight. I get them close, but it's not that big a deal, because I'm going over this with cement board anyway. And quite honestly, like here, I'm going to run the cement board out to the wall, and by the time I put this is going to get 1/2 inch cement board. It'll fill those gaps. So 1/2 inch plus the 3/8 tile, and these little gaps mean nothing. There's no compromise in integrity. So yeah, let's check this out. Let's see how the next piece goes. See if I can fit it around the turlet flange. Actually, I've got to go pick my nabs up. I think they rolled down the stairs. I think they rolled down. This tight corner really tested my ability. And if I wasn't such a stubborn old coot, I would have help. But that's where I lost my panel lift. This is the best $10 you'll ever spend. Oh, you buy one of these. Panel carry, Stanley calls it. It's real nice. It keeps your wrist from twisting. But as soon as I got, that would be a step. As soon as I got to here, and then trying to get that full sheet of plywood around this corner, that's pretty much where this panel carry lift was. I had to put it up on its end. I was carrying it like this, and I put it up like this, and I had to come lift it up over the top of the handrail. Yeah, I must not like myself. I must not. But see, I left the bathroom without taking measurements. And I gotta get these fingers back over the carpet. So, yeah. Rip a strip for there. Lettuce. I like lettuce. And see how this goes. All right, real quick. Ooh, got to get my breath back here. That thing's heavy. Got the hole for the toilet cut out for the light well. The contour of the bathtub. I'm gonna prop you up on the old shopper vaccaroni here, and win, lose, or draw. Let us there's that word again. Let us see if this fits. Let's see what kind of a measuring dude I am. It's gonna be an interesting battle. You know, if I was really cool, I would glue this down. And I almost half considered gluing it down. But since this is pretty much laying on a completely suspended floor, what they had done was on either side of this floor joist, they nailed off some tubifers, and then they set these 1x, and these are true dimensional 1x whatever they are, 6s, 7s, whatever. Set it on top of the 2x4 stringers that they ran, and then they nailed them in, toe nailed them in. So the floor's pretty stout. If in between these bays was open, I'd run some construction glue construction adhesive. Well, that seam just buttoned it right up. Oh, hells yes. And that's 48 inches to there. So I've got to cut a fill piece for back that away. Cut a fill piece for that back that away. Got a little fillers put in. I don't feel like eyeballing it, so I drew the, where's that one? That's right there. I drew the lines for this joist. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Screw gun, man, that's the only way to go. The only way to fly. I'm using some number 10 2-inch screws. That's these bad boys right here. And these also have like a little, see how they're ribbed on the inside there? They cut these grooves, so when you bury them in the wood, they kind of lock in on themselves. And I was using number 6 screws is what I was using, which are, you see the shaft is a little less beefy than these number 10s. So these little 2-inchers, the heads were snapping off. Once they would get down to torque and I wanted to set them in, they would snap. So I'm going with the heavier ones.